girls, babies in your diapers. Welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video game about zombies, a book about a pug, and we have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Glen Allgood.
Thank you, Tiberius. I am so glad to be here. It is great to be in your presence.
You are welcome. Well, today we're going to start off with a video game of the week, and this is going to be a talk.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Zombie Attack. So this is a game on the Roblox platform. It was made by Wenlock, Toad versus Indra. Because it is on Roblox, you're able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free. So this is one of the better games from this developer. They also made Knife Simulator. So first off, I got into the game and it looked pretty nice. You're standing in an area full of buildings, and then you look in your inventory, and all you have is a basic knife and a pistol. Zombies start rising out of the ground, and they are coming for your brains. They are coming for you, and all you have to defend yourself with are just basic weapons. After you take down a few zombies, you have found some gold. The game has a shop and mission board, and in the shop you can buy shotguns and Uzi, and even a sniper rifle. My favorite one is the Thompson because it is rapid fire, and you can just stop the zombies by just holding the mouse button down and running away. Well, there are basic zombies and very powerful ones. My favorite zombie to get is the Tank Void Slime, because they drop power-ups like speed or stun grenades to get away, so you could get away very fast if you get the speed.
Okay.
And stun grenade.
Okay.
So, if you see that one, stun. Get that speed, run away.
And you're able to get away?
Yep.
Cool.
Very fast. I give Zombie Attack a solid 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
Because it is challenging, and you get to shoot zombies. How can that not be fun?
Shooting zombies?
Yep.
It's fun?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You can work as a team, and I played it with my dad, and when the zombie gets you, you'll get to be a zombie, and I get to chase my dad around, and it was so much fun.
Awesome.
And I actually killed him once. Oh, there were all these zombies behind
Wait a
me,
minute,
and
you
they
killed
had
who
to
once?
pull
Your
out
dad
one
or the
time.
zombie?
I was a zombie.
So did you kill your dad and you were a zombie?
Yeah, I was a zombie.
And you killed your dad?
And all these zombies were behind him, and then they all hit at one time, and he was at 1 HP, and I just ran up, because I'm a fast zombie, so I go fast, and I'll Falco! Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373. And now it's time for the Book of the Week, Diary of a Pug Blasts Off. Now this is a book written by Kayla May. I'll read at the back of the book. In fact, Glenn, would you like to do the honors?
I'd love to. When Bella enters the Inventor Challenge at school, but wants to help her make the best project ever, but then Bub ruins Bella's project by mistake. Oh no! Can he ever make it up to her?
Well, this is an AR book. It's worth 0.5 points or half a point. Well, I just rated for 2nd grade in 9th month. See, I'm a 3rd and a half grader.
Okay.
Because, summer. I get to read books to younger kids at school. This is a great book about a pug named Baron Bon Bubbles, but Bub for short. He likes fashion, peanut butter, and Bella. But he doesn't like Nuts and Duchess. By the way, Nuts is a squirrel, and Duchess is a cat that lives nearby. Like, in the same house, but nearby.
Okay.
So Bella has a surprise for Bub, but she cannot tell him because it is nighttime, and she has to go to bed. She's so excited she can hardly get any sleep. But so the next day, the sun is coming up, and Bub tried to wake up Bella up, and see what the surprise is. Bella wakes up and tells him she is going to be in an adventure challenge. This is a really big honor. Bub is so excited and wants to help, but Nuts and Duchess were driving him crazy. Bella started to make a rocket and it looked awesome, but Bub decided to ride it and broke it in a bunch of pieces. He found a few, but Nuts had some as well and wanted to trade. This is not going to be fun. And now, how is he going to fix the project if Nuts won't give him the parts? Okay, I can't tell all of the story, but it was a pretty good ending.
I like books with good endings.
It's very good. I give Diary of a Pug Blast off 10 out of 10 stars because it was cool seeing Bub flying across the yard on a rocket into the treehouse.
That's great.
Also, there are other pug books, and I can't wait to read. This is a great book to read to younger kids. See Tiberius Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. And now it's time for the interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Glen Allgood.
Yeah.
Glen is the director of radio operations at WOKB 1680.
Great. Listen, man, it is so good to be here. I am Glen Allgood. That's ALLGOOD. I am the Director of Operations at Inspiration 1680 WOKB, WOKBradio.com. It's 1680 here in Orlando. We're winners of 2 Stellar Awards. Man, we've been in the Orlando area for a long time, Tiberius.
Wow.
Yeah.
So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
Man, it's great. I'm sitting here. I'm almost bouncing off the walls like you are. Yeah.
So to jump right in, I see you're the director of radio operations at WOKB.
That's me.
Well, what exactly does that mean?
That means the day-to-day operations. It's kind of mundane for a guy like you. It might be boring, but what I do is I make sure that all of the shows get on, all the syndicated shows. There are spots that we need to put on, spots or commercials. And that's how we make our money. We run ads. And that's how you get your money. You got to make the money to keep the lights on, keep the doors open. So I make sure that we've got everything lined up, and that my on-air announcers have their have the right material to talk about, great stories, great music,
True.
all that kind of stuff. And so that's what I'm I'm responsible for all of that.
Okay. So, do you have all the stuff to run a radio station? And how long have you been doing that?
Well, I've got training. I went to the Miami Lake School of Broadcasting, TV and radio, and I've got my certification in licensing in radio broadcasting. That back during the day, you used to have an actual physical license that you could get to broadcast per FCC rules, and that's I got my certification, and so now I've been doing this for almost 15 years now, Tiberius. 15 years.
So what's the best part about running a radio station?
The best part about running a radio station is helping people. We're communications. We're in the communications business, and we get to put good stuff out. Like during the coronavirus, the stay-at-home, we were one of the essential professions. And as an essential profession on the radio, it's great to keep people informed about how they can stay healthy, what to do, when to do it, and where to do it. So it's great keeping people informed, and then keeping them entertained like you do.
True.
We entertain people, man. People let us into their houses, their homes, their cars, and we love it when they give us their time, and we don't take that lightly, and we fill their time with great music, entertainment, comedy, laughter, stuff that they can use to take their mind off of their day, you know?
Mm-hmm. So do you have to do everything yourself, or do you have people to help you?
No, I've got people to help me. I've got engineers that make sure that our transmitters are working right, something like your dad. And I've got on-air personalities. We've got directors. We've got writers. We've got guests that we can call in. So it takes a lot to run a radio station. I couldn't do it by myself. No way I could do it by myself. Matter of fact, shouts going out to all my staff over at WOKB.
Mm-hmm. Same with my dad, but he only has one person.
Yeah, man, your dad, he's that guy. He named you Tiberius. He named you. He can do it all.
See, my mom was going for Philip. And I'm like, heck no.
Wait a minute. Philip was a good guy. There was a guy named Philip in the Bible. Philip was cool.
True.
Yeah.
So what's the hardest part about working in radio?
The hardest part about working in radio, and I've gotten used to this now. Back during the day, we used to actually screen songs, and people would call in and ask how their song was. The hardest part about radio is telling them that your song's not going to make it. It's like, oh man, this is your song. Your song stinks. You got it, you know, and that's it. It's hard to tell somebody after they put in their work and their heart into what they do, and they give it to you, and they're like, "Here, Glen Allgood, tell me about my song." It's hard to tell people, man, this isn't good. But I've gotten over it. I'm a veteran now, and I know how to do it, and I know how to do it tastefully, Tiberius. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you also host a radio show as well. Can you tell me more about that?
Man, I host Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. Erica Campbell is one half of Mary Mary, one of the largest, biggest selling female gospel artists of all time. Erica Campbell and her sister Tina Campbell. So Erica took over from the great Yolanda Adams, and every morning we have a syndicated radio program. It's the number one inspirational radio program in America. It's called Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. They're syndicated out of Dallas with Reach Media, and we happen to be one of the syndication stations here in Orlando, 1680 AM. So they kind of like give me a program, and then I get 18 minutes an hour to localize the program. But it's a whole bunch of fun. It's a lot of fun, and they do the work, not me.
Okay.
It's great.
So what's the coolest thing that you have ever seen while doing the radio show host?
The coolest thing that I've ever seen was when we all got together. I went to an award show in gospel music, the Ultimate Award, just like you've heard about the Grammys and the Dove Awards. Maybe those are music awards. We have something called the Stellars, and the coolest thing that I ever saw was people all coming together. It actually was in Las Vegas, but we came together. We came together and honored one another. It's so cool when people in your profession, like you're a radio guy now, and I'm a radio guy. When I pound you up and I say, "Yo, good job, bro," that's the coolest thing ever. When people come together and honor each other, and it's an honorable thing when you're playing gospel music and you're telling people the good news of Jesus Christ, telling them about the Lord. It's a great thing when you come together and just say, "Good job, brother. Good job, my brother. Good job, my sister." It's cool.
So, did you ever have to interview someone that was so famous that you were nervous?
I did. That would be Yolanda Adams. And then one time, I interviewed Jesse Jackson, and I had butterflies. So yeah, I understand that. I interviewed the great Jesse Jackson. This was when I was a kid, though. I was at Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, and he came to my school, and we had a forum, and I was the guy that was supposed to interview him and introduce him to the assembly that day, and I was shaking like a leaf.
Have you ever messed up while being live on the radio?
All the time. All the time. There's nothing. That's why it's live radio. And when you start out, I used to script everything. So I used to read everything. And sometimes they tell you don't sound like you're reading. Keep a smile on your face when you're reading. You gotta smile through everything. People can hear your smile. They can hear your smile,
True.
Tiberius. So you're smiling through everything. And when you mess up, radio is the medium that's forgiving. It's more forgiving than video. Well, on video, people can play you back at the drop of a dime. They'll pull you up on YouTube. They'll pull you up in YouTube and play back. Look, Tiberius is messing up. Everybody's laughing and stuff. But no, of course I've messed up several times, and I know that I'll mess up some more times. But I love radio. That's the joy of radio.
So, what advice would you give my listeners if they wanted to grow up and run their own radio show or station?
You gotta make up your mind, and you try something fresh, try something new, and don't be afraid to do what you do. Radio is theater of the mind, so be expressive like you are. Be colorful with your language. Learn lots of adjectives. Express yourself. Blue, yellow, pink, green. I'm tired, lonely, lazy. Learn adjectives. Learn how to use them so to make pictures with your words.
True.
So that people can see what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right.
So what was the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
The biggest mistake I ever made was calling someone that I was interviewing by the wrong name. It was horrible. I started sweating under my armpits. I wanted to leave the room. But you've got to be a professional, Tiberius.
Just remember.
You never let them see you sweat. And you come back and you're professional and you make up for it. And then you got to take it from your boss after that. But that was the worst mistake that I've ever made. I called somebody by the wrong name.
Wow. Now here's one of my hard-hitting questions.
Okay, hard-hitting.
Okay. Now can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show.
Okay.
But that one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me. Come on, you can tell me.
Well, the one story okay. I had gas in my stomach, and we had guests in the studio, and I thought they had left, and I kind of was relieved that they were gone. I was like, oh, here's the time I can do it. And when I let it out, they came back in, and it wasn't good. It was ice cream. It was an ice cream one, and it was horrible. If it came out, the color would have been green. It's like green gas, and it was vaporized. It vaporized my guests, and they came in to Tiberius. You should have seen the look on their face. They were humble to me, and I could tell that they had detected that I had emitted the gas, but it was too late. And man, I was embarrassed because I know they went and told their friends that Glen Allgood stunk up the studio. It's horrible. Horrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
Did you guys clean it up?
I know, right? I know. I didn't have to go check. I knew it felt kind of warm, but it wasn't one of those. It wasn't one of, it felt kind of warm. The kind you got to be cautious when it's coming out. It held it for so long. So, now, why am I telling you this? You're a kid. I don't.
Now this is how we get great content.
This is great radio. It's the Tiberius Show.
Now this is how you get great content on YouTube.
Wow. I can't believe I did it. I'm sweating under my armpits now. You set me up, Tiberius. You did.
It is so funny.
You set me up.
So is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you?
That I'm a great guy. And that radio is good. Radio's been really, really good to me. Again, man, I like it where people let me into their space. And when people let you into their space, Tiberius, take advantage of it. Don't take it for granted. And do something. Do something with the time. Do something to cheer them up. Do something to encourage them. Do something to inform them, make them smarter, make them better. Do something with the time that you've been given on the radio. It's a great medium. And I just thank God for the time that I've had to do what I do on radio at WOKB 1680 AM Inspiration 1680. So, man, thank you so much, man, for this time, too.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners to want to follow you?
My Facebook is Glen Allgood. That's GLENN Allgood. ALLGOOD. Also, that's my Instagram and everything else at Glen Allgood. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
The one question that I think that I forgot to... could you come on my radio show one day?
Well, that's a question for my dad. But I would want to come on your show. But that's a daddy question right there.
Okay. Awesome.
Well, thank you, Glenn, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
Absolutely, I can stick around for Math Corners. Let's do it.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad, my computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
Thank you, Glenn, for helping me with Math Corners. Today, we're going to talk about a mile. Well, this week, I was watching the SpaceX rocket launch, and they were talking about distance. You remember distance math? You got inches, feet, and miles. But there are different kinds of miles. Most of the time, when we talk about a mile, we are talking about a land mile, which is 5,280 feet. But when you are moving on land, they call this MPH, or miles per hour. So you can move at 20 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour. Well, you can't go to 200 miles per hour because that would be illegal.
Yeah, I think so.
But there's another kind of mile. See, when you look at a globe and see all the water, they are measured by degrees. See, the Earth is round like a circle. And when you travel around the circumference of a circle, you're traveling by the degrees. Each of the 360 degrees are split into 60 minutes. This is not minutes of time, but of location of an angle. Now, when you are traveling by sea or air, you are traveling on this circle of Earth, so map makers can make 1 minute of 1 degree the distance of what they call a nautical mile. This is 6,076 feet. Now, when you are moving on water, they call it knots. You can move at 20 knots or 20 nautical miles per hour. Now, when they are talking about space, there is no circle to consider. So what they use is called a statute mile, which is an exact measurement of a straight length from point A to point B. So one land mile can turn and curve because it is just traveling 5,280 feet. But a statute mile is 5,280 feet in a straight line. This is very important when measuring distance to the moon or even Mars. I really liked watching the rocket launch and them docked with the space station.
That was cool.
It was really cool. My dad and I found this website where you can fly the spaceship yourself and see if you can make slight movements so that you can dock with the ISS. So Glenn, do you now know all about nautical and statute miles?
Yeah, and I'm so glad that I was here for you to tell me about it. Great.
My teacher says that I use math every day when I grow up. How do you use math when you are at work?
I use math when it comes to putting my shows together and squeezing out time. So every day I use math when I'm putting my programs together. Every day.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Glenn, for your help with Math Corners.
Cool.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by a heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about nobility. For me, I think nobility is remembering we are God's special possessions and acting in a noble way, showing courage and honor. The qualities of nobility are goodness, virtue, honor, generosity, and selflessness. Well, this week I did see nobility when I went to the store Aldi's to get food for lunch. I was with my dad and we were going to the store early before we started the work day. But when we got to the store, they said we could not go in. I really wanted some marshmallows for my talk about compound interest. But they said no. They said that in the morning the store was only open to older people so that they could go shopping safe from people that might have the coronavirus. Now my dad is old, but not old enough. So my dad told me that it is truly noble of the store to only be open for certain people, since that means that they don't get to make as much money, but still it costs them the same to be open. This is very selfless of the store owners and generous of the people that work there. They will earn a lot less, but help a lot of people be safer. Glenn, did you see or use nobility at all this week?
Yeah, I tell you, man, nobility is a great character. It's really great, and it's almost like opening the door for an older person. And this was like making space. I had to make space for somebody that I normally wouldn't have made space for, and I did because I had to put myself in check. It's not just about myself anymore, and sometimes you can catch yourself being selfish, Tiberius, and nobility helps you to not be selfish, thinking about others.
Of all of the Heart of the Lion virtues, which is your favorite?
Of all of the Heart of the Lion virtues, my favorite is integrity. Without integrity, you don't have anything. You got to be honest. You got to be truthful. Man, it's better to tell the truth than to make up a story and lead people astray. So, yeah, I like integrity. And plus, integrity means wholeness. Integrity means whole, something that's whole. If you're broken, you're not any good to anybody. You got to be whole, and integrity is something that you need to make it through life. So integrity is my favorite.
We should always try and be lion strong in everything we do.
I love it.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Glen Allgood for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today, and I hope to be able to visit your studio in the future and maybe get my show on your station.
And that would be great, Tiberius. Listen, it's been cool hanging out with you here. You guys remember Glen Allgood. That's Glen, A-double-L-G-double-O-D. It's all good and getting better each and every day. WOKB Inspiration 1680 here in Orlando. Go to WOKBradio.com or download the WOKB app and enjoy the programs that we have all day. Sure, man, it's great. Man, I love being here with you. Thanks for having me on the Tiberius Show.
You're welcome. And be sure to listen to us next week on the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy!
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer, Joseph Boy. Production editor, Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager, Danny Boy. and your program host, Tiberius Boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.